What's going on YouTube and cryptocurrency family? My name is Harry and I'm the Crypto Vet. Thank you for tuning back in. I had a request last night to have some tips on leverage trading, as well as I've been getting a lot more tips on, or not tips, questions on how to do ByBit and other types of exchanges. So I figured I would just do another overview on ByBit, how to use it, the differences between post only, reduced only, limit, short, the inverse perpetual contract, cross versus isolated margin, and as well as some tips on how to use leverage and when to use what level of leverage, because everybody wants to do 50x, make them big gains, but timing it with 50x leverage can be really tough because your stop loss could kick you out or you could get liquidated really fast, and nobody wants to get wrecked during these markets. All you want to do is make money during these bull runs. So these are my tips on how to not get wrecked, as well as how to use the platform, which I love. ByBit, made a lot of money on ByBit. It's a very good platform. I recently had to work with their what do you call them, their team, I don't know, their chat and their holy hell, what's the word for that? The name of their fucking support team. Jesus, I don't know why I couldn't think of that. And because Ethereum contracts dropped down to $500 and then picked back up, and it was this wick that just wiped out everybody. Worked with them, and I've already got my money back off of that. So ByBit support is absolutely wonderful thus far, although I've only had one interaction with them. But let's go ahead and get started here. I'm gonna go ahead and take me off the camera. Oh yeah, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Thanks guys, I appreciate all your support. You guys have been amazing. But okay, so right on here we have just the ByBit's new trading platform. They do have an older version. I would recommend learning how to use this one. This one's really informative, really cool. It uses TradingView as the charts, but before we get into that, you got to learn how to make an account. So if you come up to the top right, there'll be a way to make an account. If you're here in the US, you won't be able to log in unless you're on a VPN. I use .vpn as well as NordVPN, so either one of those is fine. You just got to be in a country that is allowed. It's not illegal to do this. It just means that their company doesn't have the licensing and all the other stuff, so it's on them, not on you. So don't worry about getting in trouble. Just make sure when it comes to tax time that you don't try and hide any of this stuff. You know, you got to make sure you claim all this stuff on your taxes when the time comes. But once you go ahead and make an account, which I'll have a link below, I do get money from ByBit on your trades if you use my link to go in, but it's only on market orders and things like that, which excuse me, you shouldn't be doing very often anyway. But just as a disclaimer, my link for the ByBit referral program will be below. You'll deposit a certain amount of Bitcoin. I'll put the new rules in. You'll get a reward. But also, starting up at the top, you can see here you have your assets, your account security, your API, the referral program that I was talking about. They also have many different languages here. If you scan this VR, what do you call these, QR codes, you can get their app, which I use the app all the time if I'm laying down in bed. I can enter in trades just as easily as I want to. And they also have all the information on their contracts. They have a new support thing now, so if you want to deposit fiat directly, you can go through this to get Bitcoin or Ethereum right off the bat. And then they also have other promotions. Like I said, the affiliate program. If you go to the rewards hub, there's like, if you trade for 7 days, you can get like $5, different things like that. So there's easy ways to get extra money from ByBit just by using their platform. But first, we need to figure out what you want to do. So if you want to trade, what do you want to trade? You want to trade Bitcoin, Ethereum, EOS, XRP. If you want to do any of those, you can do it on the inverse perpetual, which means this is anything you trade with, you're going to get paid with the exact same coin. So if you trade in Bitcoin and you short Bitcoin, you'll get paid in Bitcoin, but the price is going to go down as you're going down, right? If you were trying to say short the market, you may want to use the BTC to USDT because the USDT is going to be stable at the $1. Thus, if you're shorting, you're going to get more USDT instead of Bitcoin. But personally, I'm bullish on crypto all the way through, so I like these. Even if I get paid more of a coin that's worth less, I don't care, because now I have more of that said coin. But depending on how you want to trade, they also have more pairs as far as the USDT perpetual. Like I said, I prefer to use the derivatives exchanges here, but whatever you prefer to do, you know, if you want to get into Link, the only way to get into Link on ByBit would be to do it here. So that's just the difference between the inverse versus the perpetual contracts. All right, so now you've made an account, you've figured out what you want to trade, and you've sent over some coin to the ByBit wallet, and bam, you're ready to trade, right? But you have no idea what you're doing. So over here on this account, I have 164 XRP ready to go. Now, if you're just looking at these charts here on ByBit, I don't recommend doing that. I recommend getting TradingView or some sort of charting programs where you can easily draw and manipulate charts on your own, layer over charts of, say, like the 4-hour and daily. That way you have a better idea of where you are to enter in a trade. And I had one person say, well, then if you do that, you don't know if the swings are going to be different. Well, you can. So if I go over here to my TradingView account, I have TradingView XRP USD perpetual contract ByBit. So this is specifically the ByBit API. So all the data that's on here is coming from ByBit. So I'm getting the exact same data that's posted here on this view. But now I can have my scripts, my charts, my lines, my trend lines, my EMAs, everything all in the same area. So now that you have this, you're feeling better. You're like, okay, I want to enter a trade. We saw right here that we have a nice little pennant forming. Potentially a breakout to the upside is likely because we came into this pennant or symmetrical triangle out of a bullish trend, right? Well, what do you do next? Well, let's come back over here. So now we have limit orders, market orders, and conditional orders. So when it comes to ByBit and their fees, if you use a limit order, you are becoming a maker in the market. You are putting one of these green or red bars onto the field. If you're doing a market order, you're just saying, I want this price right here, whatever it is. The second you hit buy long or sell short, it's going to give you whatever price is here. And by doing so, you're taking liquidity out of the market, so you will now have to pay a taker fee. So I recommend that you always use a limit order. And if you're charting, you should be able to go, okay, if my price reaches, let's say, above this other trend line, 0.628, I'm ready to buy long. If it goes below 0.592, I'm ready to sell short. So if you were just ready to get in here, you could say limit, pick your margin or leverage, which we'll go over how to do that in a second. You come over here, type in your price, pick the amount of contracts you want to do. So in this case, I only have 164 XRP in here. I could say I want to do 50% of it, so that's going to be 82-ish XRP. I pick buy long or sell short, and then I can say my take profits. So, this is super nice with the way ByBit has it done now, because I could say I've been planning my position, I'm going to short. I want to enter in if the price gets down to here, and I want my stop loss to be there, and I'm expecting it to go all the way back down to here. So by doing this, I have all my numbers that I need to enter in right over here. And you could do that by selling short, put in your order price that you want. Your take profit would be whatever that lower value was. The stop loss would be the value above it. So we're on limit, and we want to do post only every time. So if you're going to do limit orders, you want to do post only, because if you can't get that maker fee reduction, you're going to be losing money, and if it doesn't fill, and it potentially may not fill where you want it to be at, right? So making sure that you are using a limit order, getting the price you want, and putting it post only allows you to make sure that you are getting the price you want. If you don't have post only on and you just set the limit order, let's say it gets really, really close, you may pay a little bit above it, a little bit below it. And I've just been having a lot of weird things happen if I don't have that only. The reduce only is going to be if you're going to be closing out some of your positions and you're trying to do it when the price is slightly different. And this is mainly just to help you lose or reduce your positions in certain orders, but you can also do that once we make an order. All right, so now what do we do about this leverage though? Cross leverage is going to use your total balance that you have available to against your leverage. So if you have a higher balance in here, you could technically do 50x leverage and have a lower liquidation price or a higher liquidation price depending on which direction you're going. But most people are going to be just using the isolated. And from here, you need to pick what size leverage you want to do. And the way that I pick this is it depends on what kind of trade I'm about to enter. So like let's take a look at this spot right now on XRP. So right now on XRP we have formed a symmetrical triangle, and we have been trying to confirm the top resistance as support again, but we haven't quite made it there. So if I wanted to make a trade right now, and this here is going to be the confirmation of this resistance potentially, we would want to actually do a long instead of a short. So we're going to set up a long real quick, and let's say the breakout price is supposed to be right around here in a measured move. Okay, so for a high leverage trade, our stop loss is going to have to be tighter. But I don't want to risk my money, so I'm trying to figure out what's the best zone I can get into. So if we did have a drop down here, and we do go all the way up to the top, this is showing that I still have about a 2.65 to 1 risk-reward ratio, okay? That's if I enter this trade right here. So what is my stop loss set at? My stop loss is set at 59.59. Well, if I come over here and we do a limit order at, the price is 62.07, so right where it's at now, let's do 62.07. I want to buy long, and I want my stop loss to be at, what number do we have? 59.59. Well, currently my liquidation price is higher than what my stop loss should be at. Because of this, I need to reduce my leverage if I want to make this specific trade. So let's drop it down to 15. Alright, so now, if I go to 50% on my stop loss here, it shows that my value is 60.06. So we're still not quite where I want it to be. So what we'd have to do is either reduce our leverage again or take a higher stop loss. So right now the stop loss is at 60.06. So if we go to here, this is where our stop loss would be before hitting liquidation. So like if I hit it right now and I said I wanted to buy long, we can come up here before we confirm the order, and it shows that our estimated liquidation price is 58.78. So actually we could drop it down a little bit lower if we wanted to. So another way to do this would be to use the liquidation calculator here. So if we're looking for our liquidation price, we could say isolated margin. We are at 15x leverage right now, so we will type in 15. We want the long leverage. Our price is going to be 0.6207, and we want to buy, say, 750 contracts. So our liquidation price is at 59 cents, which corresponds to where we wanted our stop loss to be before, somewhere below 60.06. So we know now that we could potentially go to a little bit higher leverage. So let's say we go to 18 or 19. And this is how I pick what leverage I want to do. Because like I'd love to do 50x leverage because I'm pretty sure the move is going to go up, right? But if you can't time it correctly to the exact candle wick that is going to go to the upside, what if we have a little dip down and it comes back to touch this and then shoots up immediately? You're going to get wicked out, you're going to lose your money, and you won't be in the trade, even though you were correct that the direction was up. So that's just one tip to use when using leverage trading. You know, if I know you guys have seen some of my trades on Twitch as well as on the Discord and on my other videos, and sometimes I'm sitting at 6x leverage, but that's because that's the comfort level I'm at for that trade, and sometimes you'll see me all the way up at 50. And the times that I'm all the way up at 50, I have a limit order or a conditional order, and I'm planning to buy in when the price reaches 63, say 17, because we make a higher high, and I have my stop loss at like 5%, so that way if I'm wrong, I'm losing very, very little, and I can potentially make this breakout trade at 50x leverage all the way up to here. My next tip here for anything you do on ByBit is if you don't have a stop loss or a take profit, you shouldn't make the order, period. Stop losses and take profits are very, very important. It's really easy to think that our coin is going to go to the moon or Bitcoin is going to go to the moon, and there's no reason to hit a take profit because it's just going to shoot past that number and then go from there. Well, if you look on this chart here, we have up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You could enter in on a trade right here, somewhere in this area, and your take profit was a little bit higher because you got greedy. And what happens? It comes right back down to the price you were at, and now you're waiting for it to come back up to this price, and it may jump down and wick you out. So always have a take profit and a plan in order. So we're going to enter in a trade now, just to see. We have almost like a little bit of a confirmation right above this support line here now, and the price going into this is going to be close to around 62.06, which is what we're at now. We're going to put our stop loss to, let's just say, the bottom of this, and say in this strategy we're okay that we already confirmed touching down here. We don't think it's going to go below, but if it does, we want out of the trade. So our stop loss now is a 61.72. So let's see how 18x works. So we got 62.07, which at this time may be a little bit lower, but we're waiting for it to confirm that price, and that's the price that we're happy with. If we do a 50% stop loss, puts us at 60 cents, which is well below where we're at. So we could actually increase our stop loss to, see if 60.95 works. That's a little bit high, so we'll just reduce this just a tad. At the bottom here, it shows that if I was to do half of this XRP, around 80, we would lose around 20 to 21 XRP if our stop loss was hit. So 18x leverage seems to be perfectly fine for this trade to the upside, right? But since right now we are getting below that point, if we were to just say post this or hit buy long right now, it wouldn't work because we are asking for a price that's higher than what the current price is now. To do that, you would need to do conditional. So for conditional, you set your trigger price. So let's say if it hits 62 cents, we would like to buy at a limit of 62 cents. How much we want and what our quantity would be. And in this, you don't have the option directly from here to do a stop loss because it's a conditional order that has not occurred yet. So if it did occur, then you would have the options to change it down here at the bottom. Same goes for if we wanted to short at the same time. We could put in a conditional order here at 63 cents, a conditional order over here at 60 cents. So if it hits 60, we're shorting. If it hits 63, we're longing the position. So right now, we are going to just throw in a limit to say that it's going to bounce off of this moving average. So that's 61.30. So let's just try and enter that for this example. And we are going to use the 15x leverage. We can put our stop loss at around 25% because 60.29 is down here. So if it actually does come that low, we are saying, nope, we don't want in this trade anymore. And we are below what the current price is, so 61.30. We're going to just do 50%. We have a 25% stop loss. And what is our take profit? Well, let's see, if we went to 65.5 cents, we are not quite to our goal, but we're up there. So just for this example, I'm going to use 100%, which will mean I'll make 80 XRP. So we'll hit buy long. Shows here what our liquidation price is and the price that we are going to get at if we were to buy in right now. But we want to wait for a little bit lower based off of what we saw on our charts. Once you submit that order, if you go over here to active, we can see that I have my stop loss, my take profit, the amount of contracts, and the price that we are wanting. So by using a limit order here, we will pay reduced fees because we are putting liquidity into the market. We have thrown our money in there, stepped away, and if it reaches our price, we're great. Same goes for with our take profit. Our take profit is in the books saying when the price gets to this point, we pay you out, thus it's liquidity in the market because everybody gets to see and knows where these prices are on that. So, and then again, make sure you're having the post only, so that way you know you're getting the price for the limit order that you want. Okay, so I hope that helps a little bit with ByBit and how to use it. Over here on the left, it'll show your positions. When I was making the video before this, I opened two positions just to show, so it shows like closed -5 XRP, -13 XRP. However, I messed up in the video, so I just decided to start over. And then again, I have my active here, and then these conditional ones would be, again, if you use the conditional ones at the top. This liquidation calculator here is, if it'll come on up, is super handy. It shows you what your profit loss is, target pros. So if we put in everything that we have on this active in here, it'll show us what % profit we would make. Again, you can see all of this just by clicking on your take profit and stop loss. It'll show you how much you plan to make, what the ROI return is, and everything from there. So when it comes to leverage trading, I should be very, very, very careful. You never know. There's one dip one way, one dip the other way can wipe you out of your trade. I do know that ByBit offers insurance, and it basically just uses it as a 2-hour, 4-hour, 12-hour, something along those lines, to help fight you against the volatility of the market. Not quite sure how it works, but if this is something you're interested in, be sure to look at the link that is on their website. Check it out. But I said I hope this helps as far as how to use ByBit, what the different orders mean, and if you have any questions, if I breeze by something and you want to learn how that works, just hit me up in the Discord or on the YouTube comments. Just post a link down below. But that's going to do it for this video. I'll come back with another video on where the market is currently at today, and we'll see how this little trade goes. We'll see if I actually get filled at 61.30 or if it doesn't happen. Potentially I may just cancel the order depending on if we run sideways for a bit. But I just wanted to show you guys how easy it is to use ByBit. It's a wonderful platform. Made a lot of money off ByBit, and I know that you guys want to as well. But again, this is technically for only experienced traders. I've been doing this a long time. That's why I'm profitable here. So before you want to enter a trade, if you want to hop in the Discord and tell me what your trade is, I'd love to give you my advice. This is not financial advice. I'm just a doctor/idiot, but I've become pretty lucrative at doing this, and I'm wanting to share and help anybody who wants to do it as well. So thank you guys for everything. Y'all take it easy.